We are back. It is the Oceanic Champions League after that banger of a first game, that insane first game. Okay, let's get into it. I got a lot of questions to ask. I don't know how much time we've got, but let's jump into predictions for the next game. Jacob, after that game, after that first insane game, how you feeling and what are you thinking is going to happen for this next game, the second game, last game of the night?
I mean, Bradler's got to be feeling himself, right? So,
oh yeah.
Surely he's telling everyone, "Don't worry, I got this." You know, like I'll do my thing again, and we're gonna win, right? And I think for the Dream Team, you know, they've not lost a best of two yet, right? So they're probably, oh no, we really don't want to, you know, take our first. Like even though they're probably guaranteed for playoffs, right? It's like you still don't want to take your first loss, right? So. You know, it's going to be feeling rough for them because they were out for a lot of it. So,
yeah, absolutely. I do think I'm really interested in seeing how they bounce back from this because mental is a really big thing. You're talking about a 50-minute loss. That is going to play a heavy toll. Do you think that will affect the next game, Weapon? What are you thinking about their mentals going into this next one?
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to suck to play such a long game where you were ahead and then you're behind, and it was a very back and forth affair. What I'm mostly curious about, actually, is what the draft is going to look like, because these teams have already shown a propensity for this kind of 80 carry meta, and what we've already seen picked is, you know, the Caitlyn, the Kai'Sa, two very unusual picks. Karma already off the board, so Ezreal Karma's not an option. Caitlyn Bard not an option. So where do we go from here? I actually want to know, like, when do we get Brattle's role swap into bot so he can play like Swain and Metal and whatever? But like, it could happen. But yeah, like I really want to know what that bot lane draft is going to look like, because I don't know what else is in these two AD carries wheelhouses that's really as oppressive and able to hold prio as what's already been picked.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this in the little break, and I was thinking about, we're picking the Caitlyn, we're picking the Kai'Sa, but both ADCs played a very passive game. I understand that, you know, you do have a pretty scary front line on both sides. You've got a Rumble, you have to care for the Camille engage, and on the other side, you have that Mundo, you have that Rumble that you have that Mundo that you got to be constantly shooting, and then you have to care for the Irelia. But both ADCs were never... First of all, they were never the defining factor in these team fights, and second of all, they just never really played that aggressive role. And when you have something so aggressive like a Kai'Sa and like a Caitlyn where you need to be pushing that advantage, I am interested in seeing how they adapt their strategies. I also want to know if... you mentioned this weapon as well. You mentioned this, that they were a little bit heavy on the AP comp. I swing to you, Jacob. Do you think that will play? You know, we did have that Rumble top. We had that the AP Diana mid and Mundo. Obviously, Mundo does more AD damage. But do you think we'll get a bit of a switch up where we look for a more AD heavy comp coming up?
Oh, I think we will probably get an AD, at least AD top for TDT TDT this time. Hard name to say in 3 letters. You know, something maybe like the Zahan, Renekton, or Ambessa for PvP particularly, and that way at least there's not as much advantage for the for Captain Tofu to build Spirit Visage on J4 and become somewhat unkillable for their front line.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think it's gonna play an interesting play into it. I will say, yeah, we have to take into account Fearless. Just as before we jump into that draft, Weapon, your predictions for the draft has got to be we're not letting Brattles on Swain, right? Are there any other bans that we're probably going to see?
I think things that jump in priority when you're looking at the top side of the match would be things like the Jace and the Jace, Ambessa, and Jax. Very much standout picks for, I think, both of these top laners. The Jace probably more so in the Willy Wonka hands, and you know, as with the Jax, but we've seen that on both sides. So curious to see what comes out. I don't expect another like sink or swim pick like an Aurelia, and we'll see if these top laners can have a much more fair match in the top side.
Absolutely, and we're about to get into draft, so good luck and see if these picks ring true.
I mean, who knows? Maybe Willy Wonka is just gonna go another sink or swim pick again. I mean, technically it worked, right? So like, you know,
unpunished
got the
on
win.
the patch, unpunished in the match. Yeah. We cannot be beaten, but we shall see. As there's the bans coming through. I mean, you pretty much expected. You called these exact bans, and good scouting by yourself. These are not going to change. And neither will they on the other side. You cannot let Brattles play Aurora. The Swain is, of course, feared, but the Aurora, I think, is probably more meta and worse right now if you give that over.
I could see SKB picking Jace here, though, for Willy Wonka specifically, to take it away from TDT. They are going to go with the Vi first for Captain Tofu.
Okay. No, I think it's going to be the Vi. It's either that or the Xin. I think the other standout picks for Tofu. Brattles, of course, does have an Ahri. She's not the most popular of champions right now, but she is still pretty serviceable alongside the Ahri. The Aurora would be the other pairing we see, but obviously that is banned. We'll see what we end up with here, because I'm very curious about what these bot laners actually have in the tank. I think you do want to lock away bot lane here, so you can start to sort of shape the rest of your draft around it. And again, you know, these standout picks like the Ziggs, the Mel are available, and the AD carry pool really does start to look a bit more mediocre beyond that. You know, things like the Ashe, Seraphine really have fallen out of the wheelhouse. Trundle, interesting. Okay, good into the Vi, but doesn't give you a lot to play around at this point. Really need to get that crowd control out of the other roles, and BBP has a really good Cassante. I will just throw that one out there.
Yeah. Could see that one coming. I think, and you're touching on ADC pool. Well, Jen now potentially.
Okay.
Pick? Could be thinking top lane Shen or support Shen.
very good pick in either role, of course. I think I favor it just that little bit more in the top side because it just brings so much damage at that 2-item spike, especially even just the 1-item spike with the Titanic online. Captain Tofu hovering the Teemo.
Yeah.
He will not be locking this one in, but he does love this champion in the jungle. And it's kind of a legit pick now, especially with the static shiv. It actually goes pretty hard. Honestly, into Trundle, I can see it. We'll see what the lockaway is. Bot lane is going to be that Rakan. So, like, Xayah Rakan is bad right now. I'm just going to say that. I don't know what other 80 carries exist in the pool.
I don't think he's big in Xayah anyway.
No, never.
I reckon it'll be Yunara or Sivir.
Sivir.
There we go. Potentially just going to be the Sivir there for Wrangle, another champion that very well versed on. And Lock's a great Rakan player, so both comfort picks, honestly, for the bot lane here for SKB.
Yeah, and very much a blocker for one of those potential mage picks, of course. The Sivir has that spell shield to block one of those very important CC spells coming your way, so we could be looking at a much more standard setup here for the side of Hustle and Decent Bulldog. There's a Veigar locked in. That is very, very good into the Rakan, of course. He dies in, you throw down the baby cage, and he doesn't get to play the game. So we have bot lanes locked in on the side of Skullbullet, so they get to take away some of those key picks. And again, like I go back to the idea of like what is going to be left in that 80 carry pool. You're looking at things like the Ashe potentially. Yunara is another possibility. So either of those bans, you go over, you really cut down, I think, what the enemy team can play. I think the Ashe feels like a good ban because you really just want to make sure that Sivir has a comfortable time in lane.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, do you think potentially could be a Smolder pick as well too?
Smolder is a
Wanna just
good shout.
Double stacking with the Veigar as well too, and just have that late game insurance. You've got the Shen for the front line already, so.
Another thing we haven't considered is this could be that Veigar bot. It's not something we haven't seen in the past, so
True.
it's possible. Don't know if it's in the champion pool of Tomas, aka Hustle Beast in the bot lane. But I do like
there's
the
a Smolder ban.
Yeah, Smolder ban, so they've considered that one. Like the Olaf ban as well, if you are on the side of Dream Team. Don't want anyone running through the baby cage, running through the taunt, and even the pillar. So definitely a heads up pick. A lot of targeting towards Willy Wonka here as the Ambassador is taken away, which is surprising because I feel like I would associate that one a bit more with BBP.
What do you reckon Willy Wonka picks out Vayne here?
Vayne? She just feels like she's been kind of neutered quite a bit with the changes to her itemization with the Hexblade, but she is still good in certain situations. I think still very good into things like the Cassante and the Gnar in particular. But I mean, when you see the Gnar, you can always pick the Jace, which I think is the better option at this stage, especially given what they're showing on the other side for Skullbullet. You've got this Rakan for hard engage, you've got the Vi for counter engage. You can kind of just play the fight out a little bit slower, and the Jace, I think, plays really well into that. So we'll see what the lockaway is here for Mr. Hustle Beast. Ezreal, okay. So very long range, very pokey. Not great into the Sivir because she presses E and you just give her 50 health back, but it is going to give you that long range fight, potentially something which can get out of the way of the Vi, but only after she's ulted on your face. So is that good? Not really. What? Sorry, what? Hello? That's locked in?
It's not top, right?
No, surely not. Like, is that real? That can't be good against... I mean, I guess it's good against Veigar. At least early, till he gets the Rod of Ages online. Not great against the Ezreal. He just jumps out of the ultimate. And then he kind of kills you. There's the expected Jace. So, blocker pick for the Gnar. I guess we just go full tank on the side of BBP. And, like, honestly, Cassante looks unbelievable here. Gragas is not bad, but, like, that Cassante looks awesome.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Definitely does.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I think got that one right there. Gonna lock it in for sure.
Yeah, Cassante stops you from being able to play the game on Sivir, very short range. Rakan as well. If he jumps in, you can use the W on the Cassante to immune that. Same thing with the Vi. If Katarina ults in his face, then she is dead to rights. this is a slam dunk pick, and I think this is probably going to tie us up 1-1, which heading into our playoffs, we only have that 1 week left. This is exactly what we want to see, right? We want to see competitiveness between these two teams. Hello? Hello?
Look at these comps. Let me get in here real quick. We got to speak about these comps. The Katarina is the shining star on the head of the Christmas tree. What is that doing in that comp? What is that doing there?
Shunpoing in and dying.
It's doing something, that's for sure.
Did I get it? Did I get it right?
Yeah,
No.
I mean, it looks rough. It really does. What's the reaction? Because Katarina, you need heavy CC for, and there isn't much on the side of the Dream Team. What are your bets? Where are you placing your bets on who comes out on top?
I mean, I made it pretty clear in the draft. I think that Cassante is a slam dunk. I think that the rest of the draft is extremely functional. And Katarina, we want to see another hard carry performance from Brattles. He has to get rolling early. He has to get to bot lane. He has to double kill your bot lane. Give them the full Incursio experience. Because otherwise, this game is unplayable for a Katarina. That topside matchup, the Jace is fine, but into tanks he struggles. So we don't expect, unless Willy Wonka has helped out, that he's going to get any traction in this game. So there are opportunities to swing it, but you're really climbing uphill for Skullbullet.
Yeah, I really, honestly, and I mean this so genuinely, out of all of BBP picks, I know he's one of the greatest GP players of our generation, but his Cassante, everyone watching is about to witness a masterclass. Take notes, take as many notes as you can, because the Jace matchup can be very volatile. It can be a really volatile matchup, and Jace can swing it in his direction with a really strong early game, but I promise you now, and you can mark my words, BBP will not allow a strong early game. That man is going to dominate that bot lane. That top lane. I'm an unbiased host. Trust me on this, but I got to speak facts to my power. Jacob, what are you thinking about the bot lane here? We're looking at a severe Rakan. Are you a fan of that? As I think we might get into game.
I give SKB the advantage there, and we're going to see shortly because we're hopping into game. So
Damn straight.
Sure.
Keep your eyes tuned on that top lane. Jump right in.
Let's go. We are underway. Now, this Katarina, of course, is going to be the big story of this game. Can Brattles do it again? Can he repeat the magic into the Veigar? Which, like I said, if she is able to get a couple of kills, especially before the Veigar gets the Rod of Ages online and becomes that harder target, if she's able to get down towards the bot side and find the timing where she's able to pick off Ezreal, without the Arcane Shift available, then she will become a force in this game. But as the game goes on, if you don't get that advantage, it just really feels so tough to pull it off, Jacob.
Well, I mean, despite being a bait pentakill or not, Bradlers did just get a pentakill in what is close to the highest level of competition in Oceania. So why not believe you can do it again on the Katarina? And he's already going to get a start here on Bulldog as the taunt does land. But just it's going to chase Locks out of the jungle now as Heine's looking to take maybe one of Tofu's camps early on.
Yeah, you really don't get to play the game, unfortunately, not in any fair sense. TDT. Bulldog's been so good about creating this early pressure, and you can see he's just in the face of Tofu. Trying to let
Taunt and Ignite lands again onto Tofu. Tofu has to flash out to avoid dying here. Might try to Blast Cone in for the Smite to get the red buff, but Bulldog's going to spot him out, and Bradlers has come down to help his jungler and support. And Tofu's going to get under the tower, and now Bulldog might be in trouble here. Taunt lands again, and he's going to get the kill onto Tofu already. Flash in from Heine also lands the final little club onto Bradlers, and this is not a good start for Bradlers, but it's also not a good start for Heine. It's not a good start for Sam either, as Wrangle's here with the boomerangs, and it's just death all around. Not a single camp's being taken, and we're already 5 kills in by 2 minutes.
We're just brawling. I was going to say that Bulldog's been so good about getting in the face of someone on the enemy team with his level 1, but that one was definitely a bridge too far, and as the dust clears, it is going to be a slight advantage to Skullbullet. So we'll see what they can do with it, as the key thing there, I think, was that no camps were taken. So now Tofu can just get back to his red or his blue, which he is doing on the top side, and he will just be able to finish the clear down towards the bot side, not really interrupted, besides just a bit of a kerfuffle, some flashes blown. And critically, I think Wrangle picking up those 2 kills means that this Sivir already was going to be advantaged. She was already going to have the wave clear advantage, but now extra gold, extra experience is going to help a lot after they crash this wave to pick it up. Going to have a huge advantage for themselves, already 300 gold to the good.
Definitely feels good for Wrangle right now. The good thing for Heine, though, is that since he did get a kill, he's going to come back with a longsword to clear the rest of his camps. So if he does meet Tofu as some scuttles, you know, could be another death for Tofu. So he's going to be careful walking around the jungle right now.
The key thing there, I think, is that the Trundle was always going to win that matchup, right? So it is going to help if they run into each other, and Tofu will absolutely have to be careful about that. But it doesn't really change the complexion of this matchup. Just the fact that he is going to get that first scuttle is going to definitely help out accelerating that Trundle. And it's an interesting game for a Trundle because look at what he's up against, right? He has that pillar to interrupt things like the Jace going in, the Katarina as well. He's just another part of that kind of brick wall that's going to get thrown up if someone overcommits on the side of Skullbullet. So definitely will help out as this game goes on. Brattles trapped in the baby cage, feeling the emotion.
Down a level already.
Yep. Yeah. Not what we want to see. Down a lot of CS. So we talked about how much that Katarina really has to run the game to feel good, but she has absolutely not been getting that opportunity. And Sam will eventually have a Rod of Ages online. And right now he's just fine.
Sidestep. You get that early first back coming out by Wrangle and Lox.
First back, they're going to pick themselves up the coal, so... Or did they already have the coal? They have some stacks.
Oh, already had the coal.
Coal. Very nice. Yeah, it would have been the first back that they got back to lane. So he is going to have a massive objective of gold coming through. Already has the extra stats. Looks like he's going for the Yuntal's version of the Sivir. Obviously, we do see some split between the Essence Reaver version and the Yuntal, but I think if you're this far ahead already, if you are set up to be that primary damage source for your team, then I really do like the Yuntals, assuming that you're going to be following up on that hard engager, trying to just burst someone out at the start of the fight. The Essence Reaver really is... It's a bit more of a slow pace fight. It really does let you sit in that mid lane and just kind of play waves, play neutral. Sam.
Oh, Bradless is, Ignite onto Sam is going to finish him off. And, I mean, we doubted this Katarina, but we should not be Bradless, is what we're learning so far.
Do not doubt the Brattles. He is too damn good at this video game, as we're going to see it. Sam, it doesn't even look like an overstep. This champion's ridiculous. I'm going to be completely honest, Jacob. I don't play against this champion a lot, and I don't see her in competitive like ever. I think the only game we've ever seen on Katarina in the past 2 years has been Mr. Incursio himself. So, like, I don't know what this champion does, and clearly Sam doesn't either, because he got insta-killed 100-0 straight away on that play. Maybe PvP has popped the ultimate, but that looks like it's all it's going to be up in that top side.
Yeah, I am with you on that one. I couldn't name a single Katarina ability, so I mean, I know she drops
Shunpo.
the sword and then jumps to it and then spins in circles. So
it's bouncing dagger, preparation, Shunpo, and Death Lotus.
Yeah,
she's old enough that
we'll have to do some homework then.
She's old enough that I've got that one committed to memory at least, but we definitely don't see her a lot in competitive, and Battle's absolutely making it work in this game. Tofu looking for a bit of a counter gank situation here, or at least a lane gank.
He's out of vision, going to try to sneak into a bush, and Bulldog just goes into the taunt onto Wrangle. Wrangle's got the spell shield up, and Flash Vault Breaker in from Tofu is going to secure the kill onto Shen. It goes to the Rakan though, and Lox is both Lox and Wrangle at 2 kills now already.
And this is just a huge, like, Wrangle is huge. He's already got a level lead. Yeah, he is level 6, so did have the ultimate to bring to the party, had the jungler in the back pocket. But most importantly, Hustlin bases items, it just has the Sheen online, so those short trades will be great for him. But when it comes to the extended trade, when it comes to the all-in fights, just does not have
I come back in here, Flash knock up from Lox. It's going to get the bearer out from Tamaz, but it's not enough. But double flash from Wrangle as well too, and a bit of an overextension there. Or Bradlers is now coming in. There's a couple low health bars for TDT.
Katarina kills your bottom lane in 4K.
Yeah, it could be one of those situations, but not quite. Might just retreat and take the dragon.
And that will be the prize. It is going to be that dragon picked up. So they do get themselves that 1 kill back. It is going to help them in the scope of this game for TDT. But for the most part, despite how, I would say, great this draft has looked for TDT, really has been Skullbullet just winning off the back of that level 1 and Brattles finding that incredible solo kill in the mid lane, and he's just really kept the pressure up from here on out. He's 260 gold behind, but it doesn't feel like he's behind at all.
Like
he goes
it
all
has
in.
Sam's in danger again with the ignite on cooldown. It's not gonna get him though, but Bradless is gonna get him either way. You think might die from the tower here. Last shot. No, he still lives. What is that? That's got to be 1, 2, 3 under 10 HP for sure. And Hyacinth, no, Heine, not the fridge brand, is too late to the party.
I did. Sorry. Brattles pulling out the Katarina was not on my bingo card at all. Ultimate popped by Wrangle.
It's going to be under pressure here by Wrangle. Wrangle is looking like he might be getting this. The flash is not enough, and Wrangle gets solo kill in the bot lane.
This game has just exploded fast. It's really going to take a lot from TDT to try and disrupt the flow of this game, because right now, very much controlled by Skullbullet. It just in the individual laning. Definitely compositionally, it does feel like TDT, when it comes to the fights, they are going to be that advantage, but if they kept blown out of the water this early on, they really aren't going to have a lot to bring to bear, so really need to see TDT try and pull something out. You can see Bulldog towards the top side, trying to set something up for BBP, who does have the flash and the ultimate. But there's a ward up in the top side, so he's not going to be able to find anything, and they are very much left wanting on the side of TDT. TDT. That's hard to say, you are right.
TDT indeed, yeah.
TDT. Real test of the vocal warm-ups.
Yeah. It's alright. I feel like even if you mess it up though, it sounds similar enough that no one really noticed. Like if I said DDD, you'd probably be like, oh yeah, he means that one.
Yeah, that's the secret actually. The secret to casting, dear audience, is that we can say anything and you've forgotten it by like 30 seconds afterwards.
Yep. Just,
unless it's particularly
hang
egregious.
Out. Yeah. I suppose. And well, at least Willy Wonka has not died yet, and if anything, he's got a little bit of pressure here onto BBP. A couple tower plates already going his way.
He's been playing it well. He definitely isn't expected to get solo killed by the Cassante at this stage, but definitely as the game goes on in those side lanes, the Cassante can start to take over, especially if the jungle assistance appears. But I think Heine really has been largely occupied elsewhere and just hasn't really had the chance to make his impact felt on that top lane. Neither has Bulldog, who's really just been under pressure from Wrangle and Locks. And this is how a lot of these matchups can play out on the bot side. When you've got these AD carries, it's all about that push. It's all about that pressure. If you can keep the opposing support locked in lane, then they don't get to play the rest of the map. And someone like a Shen really does want to do that. It's literally what his ultimate does, and just has not had the opportunity to do so.
Another wrap around here from Tofu. Does get the flash out, but Tomaz is still in trouble here. They've got enough damage. You'd have to think, yep, Tofu escaping of just a little bit. And Wrangle, he's going to go for the final shot, but not enough damage there, despite being what was 2 levels up at the time. So
it's a big chunk.
It survives.
It's a decent amount of waves. It's a decent amount of the wave denied, though. So Beast is going to have to recall here. Will go down that extra wave, which is definitely going to help. You can see Wrangle has that Yuntal's completed, so he puts out so much damage at this point. The Beast goes unslain, but the damage is very much done by just sending those minions under tower, and Locks and Wrangle really very much running that bot side of the map. And you can see that's already given them the chance to get that first dragon online. It will be the Hex Tech spawning in another minute, which you expect will be picked up kind of by rote at this stage, just from that bot lane priority that's been picked up, even after they get their resets in. Getting towards the top side.
Here comes Heine. Pillar does land onto Wonka, but he's gonna, accelerate himself back to the base and get a few shots out onto BBP in the meantime.
Storm Raider Surge is a very good rune. Willy Wonka puts it to great use. And this is...
utilizing...
It is miserable stuff at this stage of the game for TDT, because they're not finding any traction anywhere on the map. Now, the Rod of Ages has been completed for for the Vega. So we are going to enter a world where he is harder to kill, but the question is going to be, is that even going to matter? Because again, I'm not an expert on Katarina, but I'm pretty sure if Braddles keeps this up, he can just kill Vega through any amount of health. Wonka's playing this very carefully.
He knows
something's
Tiny's there. But he's just keeping the space equal between them. I'm going to choose to take the Scuttle instead. Second dragon has spawned.
Yeah, look at that bot lane push. Sivir just has full control. She's even going straight towards the boots in the dagger in the inventory makes me think, no, it's going to be IE. It's going to be IE second, and then you get the boots. I'm seeing what's happening. So she is going to put out a lot of damage, and most importantly, that Q really going to put some pepper on it. So insta clearing those waves very quickly.
So quick.
Feels like this is where you need to kind of attack. If you're not going to find anything on the top side on the Jace, then you have to try and find an angle in the bot lane. But with the Sivir, with the extra move speed, just from a passive as well as the ultimate, very hard target to lock down. So you'll need to try and find maybe a Trundle coming in from a flank. Speaking of.
And here comes the Vault Breaker onto Heine. Has to flash out, but it's probably not going to be just enough. Stands United is going to get used by Bulldog here. But I'm assuming Tofu does take out the Trundle, and they do. Bradless now gets the kill onto Ezreal, and that's Tamaz in the grave, along with Sam as well.
Wrangle just untouched throughout that entire fight. Just did not get threatened, not even once. It was actually the Katarina getting low. I think she ate most of the damage from the Trundle before he went down. But you just have so much more damage on the side of Skullbullet, especially with that Yuntal's Sivir just raining hell from afar. So really tough fight for TDT. Said they wanted to try and find some angles into the fight, but this was not it. Because this was effectively just a trade that was started by the Trundle that got overextended because the collapse came in from the bot lane from the priority that Tomas had, that Wrangle had rather. And there you can see just so much damage coming out. Yep. Braddles nearly goes down, but it doesn't even matter. He just heals through most of the damage with the Conqueror. Oh no, it doesn't even have Conqueror. That burst of healing at the end, it would have been Triumph.
Must have been. Second dragon is now theirs as well. And while that was happening, Willy Wonka took the top turret. So nothing to get back for TDT here.
Yeah, normally so difficult.
We're going to get the charm onto Bulldog. He's trying to taunt himself away, but he doesn't get it. And Bradless is going to pick up another kill on this Katarina.
Braddles has just decided. Braddles has decided that he is better than his opposing number, and so far he is very much proving it. He just gets to kill him whenever the hell he wants.
Wants another pentakill. That's what he wants.
Good champion to get it on, I will say.
I know. Maybe that's why he picked it.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't able to pick the next best thing. I mean, what else is good to get pentakills on? You can't really play mid lane Jinx, so like Yunara, can't really play that. Think about all the champions that get pentakill in competitive. Most of them are 80 carries.
Yeah, Willy Wonka here is trying to get killed by TDT, but they don't really have enough to put him out into the grave yet. He's gonna flash. He's out of turret range now, but he's going to transform back in onto Heine, and Heine walks out, and in the end, Willy Wonka does go down again, but Lox is here. Can he hold him up long enough for Wrangle to get in the area? Probably not.
Yeah, this is where that matchup starts to swing, because as the health bars, as the resistances start to come in against the Jace, who has very intelligently gone for the Black Cleaver, which does give you a little bit more wiggle room again into these tanky members, it just means that you don't get to proc that... he doesn't actually have Storm Raider Surge. I just realized it is going to be the Grasp. But you don't really get to zoom out of there. You don't really get to do any meaningful damages. Speaking of meaningful damage, that's... Wait.
Flash out, and teleport coming in, and Stands United. So this could turn around pretty quickly. Tofu does have the Vault Breaker to get out, but the teleport speed boost for BBP is quite a lot. So that's right, 2 Vault Breakers to get out of the area, and Lox is here now. Maybe SKB want to turn this one around, and they're going to. Charm Vault Breaker onto BBP. He's taken a lot of damage already, and now Willy Wonka's here as well, too. This is not looking good for TDT. This this Cassante does not have enough health or armor to make it out of that one alive.
Yeah, had the ultimate available, so I think TDT thought they could try and look for the fight, but unfortunately they just did not get the opportunity. No good angle for that Cassante ultimate, and now the Herald dropped is just going to mean this tower is dead to rights, and so
Bulldog
likely
in
is
so
Bulldog.
much trouble. Topher having to walk out before he takes another tower shot, but now the tower is no longer there, so they can push up freely. They're going to try to get a second charge of the Herald. Lox is driving it, but it doesn't go very far.
Take away that man's license,
retreat
for sure.
here now. As Tomaz is in the area. Tofu could be in a little bit of danger. He is in enough danger, and he does end up going down. This leaves 3 members of SKB with 3 members of TDT. Tomaz and Sam going to double time onto Lox, take out this Rakan, and it leaves just Bradless and Wonka. Wonka transforms, hits him with the hammer, and Bradless grabs another kill on the Katarina.
Yeah, wasn't able to get the backup from the team there to try and get the kill. Did have the pillar ready, but gets cut down. So a couple of kills going back into the pockets of TDT, going to keep themselves in a relatively even state in this game. Well, not relatively even, but keep them honest on the side of SKB. Now, they do scale. I will say that. They have a Veigar, they have a Cassante. So as the side with the tank, the fights do get easier, and Wonka does less and less damage on this side lane. It's just a question of, oh my god, no, he still does damage.
He's looking like he's doing enough damage now. Cassante goes unstoppable, and he's still got the ult available. So I think this is going to turn his way now, BBP. As you were saying, this Cassante, it looked grim, but it turns out it's not too grim. It is going to be a bit more grim, though, when the cease and desist is used by Tofu.
Yeah, just good coordination by Tofu, just being in position, ready for the all-out to come through from BBP. And this counterpick just really is not working for them at all. And it's just really been a lot of just the way the game has played out. Compositionally, yes, TDT, their comp looks great. Their team fight looks excellent. This is an Ezreal who should have been untouchable, but the way the level 1 played out, the way that this mid lane has gone for the side of Skullbullet just means that this game has very much been largely unplayable. And does Rattles get another one? Yeah, he does.
I think he must have. That's fortunate replay.
Does he get
there.
2? That's the question.
No, he doesn't get 2.
Yeah,
That's
so he gets 1.
Spinny move I was talking about.
That's nearly
Definitely
a fully stacked Rod of Ages, by the way. That's nasty. If this was League Classic, that would be a fully stacked Rod of Ages.
I wasn't around for League Classic, unfortunately.
Oh,
so I
man.
just had to believe you on that one.
The good old days.
I think my good old days are 2024, so yeah.
Those are some good old days. They're all good when it comes to League of Legends.
Exactly. That's the great thing. I mean, every day is a good day unless you lose too many games of ranked. Then it's a, relatively infuriating day.
Swings and roundabouts, but pressuring the top side is TDT. BBP.
Really Wonka has to not step up there, lest he die. The 4 members.
Yeah, he is a tankier Jace than usual, but definitely not that tanky. That Black Cleaver is helping him thus far piece out the Cassante, but as I said, there will be a point where he could potentially do a bit less damage to the Cassante. It doesn't feel like that day is going to be anytime soon, especially with the way this game's been playing out.
But be in danger now. Heine was waiting in the bush. He's gonna flash. Well, BBP's gonna flash into the Qs to get on top of Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka flashes over the wall. It's gonna be matched by Heine, and they're going to take out the Jace. But Bradlers and Lox are here. We know how much damage Bradlers does. The charm lands from the Rakan. Cassante goes unstoppable, but here comes Wrangle. Wrangle does so much damage. He's gonna mount that Trundle, and BBP is not far off from meeting the same demise. And there he goes.
And this time it's TDT who just overextend into the play. Yeah, they get the 1, but then they're done. And they don't get anything else. And now, with the 2 topside members dead, it is going to be that Baron started up by Captain Tofu. He is getting melted by that Baron, actually, but he should be fine. Rattles.
Sam firing shots at him. Bulldog steps up. Rattle is going to step forward. And Lox does get stunned by the cage. Bit of a 4v3 action now. Teleport in from Willy Wonka. That is a dead Sam. Flash is not going to do anything at all. And surely it's Baron this time.
Now, little detail actually there that actually is kind of great. everyone who's played Jace knows that the E does execute damage, so you really want to go with that last, but having the foresight to just the E first for the little mini CC, actually really heads up by Tofu. I would not have that restraint, but it is going to get them this Baron. They are going to be continuing to keep pressure across this map, and this is just TDT just continue to, they're just grasping at straws. Don't really have the ability to control the map and curate these fights the way that they would really want to with this composition. And with the way that Brattles has been given free run of the map, he really has just been running down the Veigar and sometimes the Ezreal on cooldown. It's another game where Tomas just really hasn't felt like he's been had a lot of presence. And oh my god,
PvP, so much damage, and Bradlers is going to probably finish this one off. Note, never mind, Willy Wonka does, but Bulldog and Heine are just walking into the blender now. Bradlers flashes out to stay alive, but the same fate cannot be said for Heine as this Trundle gone again. True Shot Barrage is wide, and
this is a 4-level lead. This is a 4-level lead on the Jace. Like, this is pack it up, pack it in. It's not even going to begin for TDT because there was never going to be a point now where that Cassante can compete on the side lanes, and you will never get that team fight. You will always be at the prey of the Katarina. So quickly losing ground. I don't know if we're even going to see Soul in this game. It is going to spawn in 1 minute and 40, but the base is already broken. Everything is in shambles for TDT.
Yeah. I think we'll probably get a shorter game this time compared to the last game.
I think so.
That's for sure.
Fist bump by Mighty Bulldog, trying to keep the morale up.
Yeah, why not? Did anybody match it? I didn't see anybody else match it. I don't think anybody did.
Come on, guys. It's
Just
winnable.
press U. It's not that hard.
Actually, U is my normal emote key, so
Oh, right.
I don't know what it is normally. Thanks for that.
I thought it was you. I actually don't know
think
what
you're
my
right.
emo key is, so, you know, I have that problem instead.
You just do it by, like, completely unconsciously.
I know, I don't think, I just don't know how to emote. Oh, no, oh, you mean emote. No, I know that one. Oh, yeah, never mind. I know that. As stun onto Locks, but the charm connects anyway, and here comes Captain Tofu and Bradles, and Vi takes out the Shen. Heine's low, Sam's low. Cassante's unstoppable, but he's not unstoppable enough, and he will get stopped eventually. Well, Tomas is going to get stopped by Tofu and Wrangle, and it's just one lonely Cassante in a field of skull bullets. And they might just end here.
The bullets are coming at them thick and fast, and yeah, this is going to be game right here, right now for Skull Bullet. All you did was just walk into your own jungle, and suddenly there's a Rakan in your face, you line up perfectly for him, and he chumps your entire team. Sivir free hits. Disastrous game. One you can't really take to the bank, I think, for the side of TTD, because that was just lost within the first 5 minutes. You didn't really get to play the game at all. And that's tough, because as much as we wanted to see these teams be competitive, like, here we are. That was brutal.
Yeah,
Hello?
listen. Hi, how are we going? Listen. Lot to talk about that game. That was...
Tell me about BBP Cassante, actually. How do you feel about that one?
You weren't going to bring that up.
I had to.
Bring that up. Listen to me. First of all, let's set this forth. These players are choosing to play in a high-level tournament. They're choosing to play in front of potentially hundreds of people. Every single player is doing amazingly. In reality, the fact that they have the confidence to play, we have to give a big shout-out to our players. This game, however, was very rough. This was a really rough game, and I think it's important to delve into and analyze it and figure out where it went wrong. Let's start with the draft. Weapon, your thoughts on the draft were so strong going into it. The dream team. You were saying, that Cassante, the Trundle, everything's looking great. Where did we go wrong?
Level 1. It was a disaster. I think the Sivir picking up the 2 kills meant that you had permanent push priority in that bot lane. She was able to just nuke waves on cooldown. That got you access to the bot side. That meant that Heine was never able to get to the top lane, because that's how that interaction should work. The Cassante, yes, he does go down relatively early to the Jace, he will lose priority. He will go down a little bit of CS. But once your jungler gets up there, especially someone like a Trundle who is able to pillar you when if the Jace ever uses his Q cooldown with reckless abandon, you run him down, you get that kill, you get that first armor item online. Jace doesn't get to play the game. There was a couple of really important decisions made by Willy Wonka, which was 1, Black Cleaver, and 2, Grasp of the Undying. Knew that he would never be able to proc the Storm Raider Surge, and knew that that extra health would matter down the stretch in the game. So really well played by Wonka, and really showed, I think, why he is very much one of those top laners that we look at this tier of play to be one of the guiding lights, like one of the best in that top lane.
Absolutely. I do think what we saw was an adaptation from that first game. You know, him dropping those 14 deaths compared to how he played this game. So different, so safe and passive, but that's exactly what he needed to do. He just collected his classic Willy Wonka lead, CS after CS after CS, poke under tower, ensure that he stays not just equivalent, but above that Cassante, allowing him to just get into that mid game and put out the damage he needed to put out. What do we think about the mid lane, Jacob? I want to talk about this matchup. Sad Sam, an amazing player. Brattles, an amazing player. The Veigar pick, what did you think of it? My personal opinion was it was just a bit too slow, and especially this aggressiveness, these invades. We remember that level 1 invade. The Veigar found so little use in that invade compared to maybe a more aggressive pick. What did you think of it?
It just never got up to speed. Like, nothing was hitting. Even the cages felt like they pretty much did nothing, and you can't really cage a Katarina either. So, you know, it just felt a little bit useless in lane, and then didn't have much agency in team fights anyway. And Bradley's, I mean, I said that he'd be feeling himself so much after the first game.
Yes, he did.
And he obviously does, picking up the Katarina and then going, like 10-2 on it. After that, just dismantling the entirety of TDT right from the start. So just a phenomenal performance from Brattles overall.
It was such a confident pick, that Katarina, wasn't it, Weapon? I mean, jeez.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Is when I saw these drafts side by side, I was like, okay, the Katarina goes in, she gets W'd by the Cassante, she gets ulted potentially, and she doesn't get to use the Death Lotus. But what actually happened, and the way that Skullball played out the game, was they never allowed that 5v5 teamfight to happen. And by the time it did, they were so far ahead that it did not matter. The Katarina was killing Veigar through a fully stacked Rod of Ages. Like, she was so accelerated. Brattles played that incredibly. And I think Brattles, I've always put respect on this player's name on things like the Swain, on these signature picks, but we're starting to see that this player has a lot of tricks in the bag, and I think they just have to be respected as a very, very good mid laner, especially if we've seen them develop over the course of the last sort of 2 years of tournaments. Really just a player that we always see in those top echelons.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of top players...
And a really nice guy too, actually. So nice.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
All these players, may I say, every single one of these players show the utmost respect in solo queue. They treat everyone with respect and dignity on the Rift, and this is the beauty of OS. But I do want to talk about the bot lane. I want to talk about the Ezreal Shen. Jacob, did we find much use of the Ezreal Shen? We had a nice aggression early, but then what did we fall off a bit? What occurred there?
I think I don't even hate the Shen pick, because there was early use to it. You could see taunts were landing, and the Stench United was good in the right situations. They just couldn't finish off any of the players on a SKB quick enough before, you know, the Avengers assembled for them each time. And yeah, the Ezreal kind of didn't feel like it was doing too much there. Just never really saw Tamaz making that much of a difference anywhere. Like, I can't remember a time he, you know, 100-0'd any of the members on SKB as that Ezreal. So just kind of fell flat.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and honestly, I agree. I think he played well, and potentially with a more engaged focused comp. We had this Weapon, you might be able to help me here. What is the term for Cassante use? It's not a juggernaut. He's a vanguard. For that sort of vanguard position, which is almost a bit defensive, I believe we needed a more aggressive comp to utilize the aggressive nature that Tomas can play and that Bulldog can play. But let's get into the final question that I want to ask both of you. We'll start with you, Jacob. And I might make it a bit tricky on you where I say, I really don't think you should, or let's just make it a bit harder by not picking Brattles. Your MVP, not of just this game, but let's go the night. I know it's probably Brattles, but give me your reasoning at least.
Okay, so of the night, if it's not Brattles, is Captain Tofu. So
yes,
like Loki on the Jarvan first game, right? Again, I think he was like 1-0-1-15 at some point. Not a single kill to his name, but just doing so much the entire time while still not dying for his team. Just unreal support as a jungler, right? So I think had a really solid game one, and then again you saw on the game two with the Vi, he was just flying around the map. Vault breaker after vault breaker to close the distance, and the cease and desist on everybody. Just dismantled them one by one. The tempo was so high for him the entire time, so I'd have to say Captain Tofu.
That pick is actually, I really love that. I have to agree. I think he was, and I've got to be honest here, and I mean no offense, I love Tofu. I think he's an amazing player, amazing person. He was a silent pillar. He was really hard to notice how much pure just value he was generating over not just these fights, not just team fights, but the map. His Vi, you mentioned it yourself, these Vault Breakers, catching out BBP, catching out Tomas so many times, was Captain Tofu in the place he needed to be, and then in the place he needed to be 5 seconds from now. It was like he could really read the future and not just provide him with the right information to know what the enemy team was doing, but provided his whole team. And I do think Captain Tofu is such a good pick for MVP. Do you agree, Weapon? Where are you placing your MVP? Not just from this game, but from the whole the best of two as a whole.
I think I do. I mean, you probably just have to go Brattles because he just solo killed his lane 100 times over. It's probably unanimous there. But yeah, I do agree. I think Tofu had a great game. Lox also on the Rakan, I think, was really effective, especially in the early bot lane skirmishes that really did, I think, accelerate Wrangle ahead in the game to the point where he was just free hitting, throwing nukes with every auto attack. But yeah, the other side of it is definitely Tofu. That bot lane gank where he was he pulled off the lane gank, dodged the vision, got into the brush, and then was able to sort of be in position for the counter engage, which really swept the game. And I think that blew the game open. Was really big, but a difficult game outside of Brattles, I think, to really decide who's going to be that big MVP. Because Brattles just outclassed Sam, and the rest of the map kind of just looked good, especially in the second game. It was good.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I do think, I want to tell you right now, I don't think this is over. If you put Brattles on his Swain, and you put Sad Sam on a pick he's confident with, we have to remember, Sad Sam is eating out every one of these bans. He cannot get a single champion that he will dominate with, and that's completely part of their plan. That's completely right. We don't want him on these comfortable picks, but I would be very interested to see how that matchup goes with both players playing at their maximum potential. Unfortunately, though, gentlemen, that's going to be us for tonight. I'd like to thank you both, Jacob, Weapon. It's been a beautiful night, and your voices have serenaded my and everyone's ears to the highest degrees. Do you have any closing words, Jacob, before we end? What are we thinking here?
Oh, it's been great getting to come on again and getting another great 2 games. I mean, OCL it keeps on delivering. It's been great having you on, Hallow, and it's been great casting Weapon for the first time. I'm sure we'll do it again.
Oh, it really has.
So,
Weapon, a final word to close us off. What are we thinking?
It's good to be back. I'm sure I'll be on this. Actually, I am scheduled to be on this for the next couple of weeks. You'll be hearing a lot of me. Hopefully we get a cast in together, Hallow. But yeah, Jacob's been great. And this competition, it's a bloodbath. It's crazy. It's madness. It's everything you expect from this tier of play. And I love that these teams will just go at it at the drop of a hat. No objective required. They just fight. It's awesome.
Yeah. And you know what? That's OS for you. And you're going to want to stay tuned when we come back next week. The Oceanic Champions League, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will be back, and you're going to want to stay tuned since then. Check all the socials, but from us at OS, good night.
can taste the dirt in my mouth. You can drag me, you can kill me, to try to stomp the flame out. Oh, angel sound echoes in the darkest hour. You can hunt me and you can have me, but you have no power. It's coming over the horizon like the blinding sun. Oh, let there be silence for the ones we drew our courage from. This is salvation. I can see mercy on the hill. Don't let your faith dim. There is a light. The darkness can never kill.